July 9th, 2025. Northern Forest Canoe Trail. We're at the Old Forge, the start of the western terminus. Old Forge, beautiful town. Visitor center right over there. It opens at 8 in the morning, so if you need to go to the bathroom. And then our sign-in sheet, we've already signed in. So I'm going to attempt to complete the entire Northern Forest Canoe Trail. We want to do this since I learned about it in 2019. We've got our friends Harry and Cassie drove us out here. They're going to drive us back. I'm going to start the first 4 days with my son Adam.
Hi.
We got our pack loaded. We're going to have to try to figure out the cart situation on how we're going to load the cart a little more efficiently. So we're going to start like this, but we'll give it a go. Weather seems to be cooperating for the first day, so hopefully it'll stay like that. Bye, Harry. Bye, Cassie. We are off the Northern Forest Canoe Trail. We'll see you in 740 miles. One mile down, 739 miles to go. Coming up on Alger Island right there. On the front of you, a whole bunch of campsites there. You got to reserve them online. There's a spot when you first come on Fourth Lake on the right to reserve that. But some boat traffic, but not a lot. The jet fighters are flying over top of us a lot. We keep hearing them in their nice roars. Fill her up with some Gatorade, Monster Energy, and maybe some Red Bull. Portage number 1 of many. So we're at the 8th Lake Campground, and we're doing the portage again. Using the canoe cart. We've adjusted the straps a little bit so the straps will help the canoe from sliding down because they've been sliding down a bit. So as we're using the canoe cart on the portage trail, even though it's a rugged one, the driver's got to do a great job of avoiding as many bumps and rocks and all that kind of stuff. And then the person in the back almost kind of lifts up when you're going to hit a stick or a root or something. Like coming up here, we got a big one here. So I'm gonna lift up right about now. There we go. Just makes it a little bit easier to get across. So I got this as a birthday present for my sister. She says it's used all the time to split wood, so you know, small pieces of wood. So I'm going to give this a try here. There we go. Thanks, Diane. I've completed the Forked Lake canoe carry portage. It's actually very easy, very wheelable. The water here at Forked Lake is low. You can see the high water mark and then down here low. Last time we were here in 2021, the water is right at the base of the wood. We've left our campsite this morning at 7:15. It is now 9:15, so we're at 2 hours at this point. So we're gonna walk to Deerland. The water's really low here on the river. We talked to some groups that just came up and said there's nothing but Boulder City down there. So it's another 2.4 miles on a road like this. Pretty easy to wheel the canoe. All right, Adam, how's the trip going so far?
Good. It's been long. We went pretty far like the first 2 days. So now it's gonna be sort of like slow because we have a certain time that we have to be, or a certain date that we have to be at our fourth day point for. So we're sort of taking it easy from here.
Yep, so we're meeting at Roni in Saranac Lake at around hopefully 6:30, 7 p.m. on Saturday. So, well, yeah, we've done a lot of canoeing. Some long days that I'm not used to. Usually we do a little bit, not as long a day, and usually we always carry the canoe. So using the hand cart is new for us. So I messaged out one of my buddies there, Austin Garber, and it's like, hey, what's the secret? And he's like, you got to get this kind of cart, and then you load it all about 3/4 of the way back, and then you put your gear on it, and then just slug it, baby. You know, it's kind of something like that. So anyways, thanks for the tips, buddy. Appreciate it. Also, while I was in Long Lake today, I got to chat with Austin. He just completed the trail this year. He was the first person this year to do it. And then also chatted with Cordell Smith, who attempted it last year. He did really well and got real far. Then unfortunately had to bail out. But anyways, got the message with them, and then messaged a buddy of mine, Tom O'Keefe, back at home as well. He wanted to go on this trip and do part of it with me as well, but he just couldn't do it, had to back out at the last moment. So anyways, talk to y'all later. Now, as I mentioning Austin Garber, who completed this year, he also did a video log of his trip, and it's probably one of the best video logs that's out there on the Northern Forest Canoe Trail. So I'll put in a link on it there for you, so you can then take a look at his first video, and then you can follow along the rest of his videos. I think he's got like 7 or 8. Anyways, yeah. So he did a great job doing all that. Well, day 3. Got a nice little fog. We're at the Racket Falls portage. We're gonna carry our gear on this one. Goodbye, Racket River. Hello, Stony Creek. How we doing up there, eh?
Good.
Stony Creek Pond. There's a bunch of campsites out here. The northeastern part of the lake. We're at the portage to go over. Well, this campsite we're at on Upper Saranac Lake, number 18. Huge site. And comes complete with a brand new lean-to. And yes, it does have a privy as well. Privy. It's all the way in the back down yonder. But not only do you have a campsite up here, a campfire up here, and all these boulders everywhere. Who put these things here? Look at this thing. Stairs to go up and have a peek. Boulder City. Tree City. So if you like to hammock tent, this is your campsite to come to. And they got a really nice point down here where there's another campfire pit, so you could fit a couple of groups down here. So we put our tent down here by the water. Maximize the breeze. Landing spots aren't the greatest here, but if you got a little bit of skill with a paddle, I think you could make it here. Yep, you might have just noticed on that tree I had a game camera there. It's always interesting to see what kind of critters come around your tent at night when you're asleep. So after my trip, I'll review all the photographs and see. Or if something happens to me, somebody can go back and see the pictures and see what happened. Oh yeah, and if you are a hammock tenter and you like to have the best spot, like my friend Aroni does, this is your spot right here. Doink, doink. Coming out here. And if you step right about here, you'll get 1 bar of Verizon service, just enough to send a text message, but that's about it. And you got to stand here for a while. Middle Saranac Lake. Well, we've made it to Saranac Lake here on Flower Lake. We're gonna stop up here on the right. There's a Best Western Hotel. There's a public landing right up by the American flag, just off of Adam's shoulder there. And Aroni's gonna come meet us. Unfortunately, his flight was canceled this morning out of Dallas, so now he has to get a connection or leaving at 5:10 p.m., getting into Vermont at 11:45 p.m. So he's gonna drive up here first thing in the morning tomorrow, and then Adam will stay the night with me at the hotel, and then Adam and he will switch out. But Adam, your last of your paddle, thank you very much.